Welcome back to another video. I'm in the south of Belgium. It's minus 10 degrees Celsius, it's freezing cold, and I decided to come to a new bird hide today. I'm just actually now settled, but it was a frantic setup. I really was struggling this morning. I guess it was because I'm in unfamiliar surroundings. I've got two different cameras that I'm not used to working with as well, so I'm kind of getting those set up and just trying to understand my focal lengths as well. But I've got myself settled in. The birds have come down, which is kind of interesting. I'm just kind of getting used to the different diversity that we have, so it looks like it's going to be very promising. There's actually a drink station here, but it's completely frozen, and so now it's just a question of kind of waiting and getting into the rhythm and seeing when the birds come in, when they feed, when they fly out, and making sure that I get my focal lengths right and start to take some images. But at the moment I've been in a bit of a panic getting set up, so I need to just calm myself down and get into the rhythm. I don't have the luxury of two bodies today. Normally I shoot with the G9 and the GH5, and I normally have two different focal lengths on the cameras. I use the 100-400 and on one body, and I've got like this one here. Just taking the plate off. I've got the Olympus. What is it? I can never remember the focal length on this one. 40 to 150, and I sometimes use a 1.4 teleconverter, and yeah, there's some fantastic gimbals here, gimbal heads in this hide. So it's like you see there's a base plate with a gimbal head, and they are fantastic, but I'm just so not used to shooting with them. I'm actually used to shooting handheld. And there's really good light this morning. I'm very, very surprised. It's a beautiful forest. The drink station itself is actually completely frozen over, and I'm really surprised at just how close the birds are coming. So I was just shooting with the 100-400 because they kind of sort of perch in and around the trees, and then they look, and then depending on what species is here, they wait. There's some blackbirds. There's been a few other bigger species that have come in, and of course the smaller species are a bit hesitant to jump in, so they wait. So I was just picking a few shots with the 100-400 in the trees because there's a lot of nice snow cover on the tree branches. But what's been quite frustrating is that minimal focal distance of the 100-400 doesn't allow me to be able to get the closer, kind of more intimate portraits. So I'm going to switch back to this Olympus lens. I'm going to take the teleconverter off actually, so that'll allow me to get down to sort of f2.8, which for low light is quite good. And then I've just got another camera here. I'm just trying to shoot a little bit of video as I go, so I can insert into this video and you can see kind of what species I'm getting. But so far the light is gorgeous, but it is freezing in here, absolutely freezing. I've got the gloves, which is good, but even with the gloves I'm cold. So, but yeah, I've got to kind of get back into it and yeah, focus a little bit more on the photography. So we've got some of the best light that I've ever had for bird photography. Conditions are just incredible. The sun's come up, the sky's clear. Yeah, there's some cast shadows for sure. Because obviously you've got trees and branches, and then you've got all this diffused light from the snow. But the light is just incredible. We've had a lot of species diversity come in, which is really good. Had some jays come in, which one of my favourite birds. I absolutely love jays, but they don't stick around. And they tend to go down to the right side of this reflection pool. Well, drinking station, I should call it, because there's no reflection today. They tend to go to the right side, and they are in amongst the logs, so you can't really get a clean shot. But they've been here twice, which is good. So I'm hoping they'll come back a little bit more. You've got your common species, so great tit, blue tit, bobbin, had cold tit, crested tit, blackbird, nuthatch, quite a lot of nuthatches come in. Those are always a little bit tricky to photograph because they turn their back towards you, and they don't stick around that long. But there's one just here. Beautiful light, absolutely beautiful light. And yeah, I'm still sticking with this Olympus lens, the 40 to 150, because the birds are coming in quite close. But I will switch back to 100-400 a bit later. Let's see if I can move too quick. Because there are a lot of birds that are perching in these tree branches with the snow, and that's really quite cool. Makes for some very interesting and kind of like seasonal, wintry images. So yeah, I don't have many of those in my collection, in my portfolio. So I'm pretty pleased I came today. It was a good decision to sort of drop everything, come down, and take advantage of these winter conditions. I've got a little woodland wren here, tiny little thing. I'm not actually sure what time it is. It feels like this morning's been, it's 10:30. It feels like this morning's been like a really frantic session. I don't know why, I just felt like I'm really out of sorts with my photography. Maybe it's because I've changed my gear. It's not that I've changed it, I've gone back to using camera systems that I mainly use for video. And I'm not used to shooting birds with the GH5, so it's getting my head around that again after a few years. Probably 2017 last time I actually did some serious wildlife photography with the GH5. So yeah, just throws you off, you know. You're kind of like trying to get back into all the little quirks of the camera, getting it to work for you. But yeah, I'm going to have a coffee because it is absolutely freezing in here. Absolutely freezing. Thankfully I've got a trusty thermos, and this thermos will actually keep hot drinks hot for about 24 hours. The only issue now is I'm generating heat, and that means it's going to steam the window up. It's going to fog it up. I've been told by the owner of the hide to leave the door open behind me. Oh, there's a bullfinch. A bullfinch. Oh my word. That's a bird I do not have many photos of. Please come. Where's he gone? Oh, don't you just hate that? I wouldn't say it's a lifer as birding goes, but I think I've got like one really crappy image of a bullfinch. But he was just over there behind that tree and he's flown off that way. And I've heard quite a few woodpeckers. There's been a great spotted that's come in, but there's been a really big woodpecker over my left shoulder somewhere, hammering away. And it's probably not a great spotted because this one made a real racket. So yeah, Be nice if it was like a green woodpecker or a black one. The jays came back, which was really cool. But yeah, if I could get a bullfinch, that would be amazing. Really, really amazing. But yeah, it's been really good. Been very happy. Lots of birds coming. Recycling around, so it's like you get to a point where there's only so many images you can take of, you know, great tits, blue tits, blackbirds, robins, and so that's been a good thing. As I said, getting back into my camera system, having these birds come in over and over again, it just helps me get back into a little bit more of a rhythm. But yeah, a few other species would be very cool. Anyway, I'll see if I can warm my toes with this coffee, because even though I've got a big thick pair of socks and a massive pair of boots on, my feet are starting to really go. I think I'm going to put the extender on actually, which will mean that I won't be able to get the birds that are coming in really close, but I'll get mid-range. So it'll be flipping Murphy's Law now if I put this extender on and then the bullfinch comes in like right next to me. I'll be scrambling. I'm probably swearing quite a lot. I do like this Olympus lens though, the 4150. It's probably one of the best lenses that I've got for the Micro Four Thirds system. The construction is amazing, it's smooth. Yeah, it's a really nice lens. It has this incredibly cool lens hood, which just, God, I wished all my lenses had a lens hood like that. Let's see if I can get this. No, it's gone so quick. Well, there's quite a lot of activity coming in now. Yeah. Get the coffee out, birds come in. So I'm going to switch the camera off and get back to some photography. So one of the things that I try to do with these videos is that at the end of the day, birds are birds, wildlife photography is wildlife photography, and I've talked a lot about shooting technique, kind of like settings, how to do things, but there's obviously the camera craft piece. But what I try to aim to do with the videos is also, if you're into photography, give you sort of some hints and tips and things to watch out for. I'm by no means an expert, but you know, I've got quite a lot of experience in the field, and I've kind of learnt the hard way. So I'm just going to show you and insert a clip here on the left of the drink station. There's kind of like a very long log with some branches. It's a great addition because it gives good perches for the birds to come in. But actually the edge of the drink station is actually quite close to the cabin here, the hut. And on the top left here, there's actually a really nice part of the log with some snow on it, and it seems to be a favourite kind of like landing space for a nuthatch. The nuthatch jumps on here and then he hops straight across here, and he'll wait and watch, and he'll watch to see if there are other birds before he kind of hops across. Well, it's not just one nuthatch, there's been a couple of them, but there's often quite a few blackbirds on the right side. So what actually I've got is I've got the light to the left. And so what I've noticed is when I actually get him in focus on this perch over here on the left, because the light is on the left, it's actually reflecting on the cabin. Now this cabin's made out of timber, and so I'm getting reflected light. And even though I've set my white balancing camera to be auto, because obviously snow, I kind of like want to just get like a very natural kind of look. Great spotted woodpecker has come back in. See if I can grab him. Yeah, I'll let him feed. So, bird photography, stop play. So as I was explaining, because there's timber on the left, you've got this reflected light, and as a result, when the nuthatch comes in, I get a very, very warm colour, a very warm white balance, even though my white balance is set to auto. So you'll see the resulting image. I'll put it into the video. But it's just something to be aware of. I'm okay with that. I think it's really nice because it really shows the reflected light. The woodpecker is right behind this camera. Okay, he's coming to the cluttered area again. Yeah, so again, sorry, bird photography, stop play. So yeah, as I was saying, just keep that in mind, because again, I think in photography, it's a good idea that we have control of our creative choices, and so being aware of the light and what the light is doing is so important. Sorry, it's the great spotted woodpecker again. Kind of have to take advantage of that because he's only come down twice. And now one of my favourite birds, they've got a beautiful coloration, white, black and red flashes on the plumage. So yeah, to finish the monologue on lighting. Oh, now the jays come in. It's like buses. You wait all day for one and then three come in a row. I really wish this jay would pop out. So, I'll get to the final point that I want to make. So what I was saying is basically be aware of those conditions around you, because often when you've got fast moving subjects like this, you tend to be so focused on the technical issues with your camera, so making sure it's in focus, making sure you've got a good shutter speed, making sure that you've got good composition. Sometimes you miss those small little details. I've been watching basically where the light is all morning, and it's kind of coming around. I'm seeing that these shadows in the actual drink station on the snow are kind of moving, and so when I'm taking photos, I'm just looking at where that light is, and if I can see the bird move into shadow or cast shadow, I typically wouldn't take an image. If I see them kind of move into sort of a patch of light, then I underexpose and try and create, that hatches back exactly as I was talking about, and he's gone. I try to then use that kind of key light and underexpose to make sure that the light on the actual subject is well balanced. So it's those kind of things that just help elevate your final images. Well, I've been in the hide close to 5 hours now, and you can see actually from the light cast here, we've got really good light outside, but I think I'm reaching my limit. It's about -10, and I've had the door open for most of the session in order not to have the window kind of fog up. And actually, you can probably tell my speech is a little bit stuttery. I'm actually freezing. I'm really freezing. So yeah, I'm starting to shiver. I'm kind of getting very cold. I've got plenty of layers on, but I think I've reached my limit. So I'm going to pack my stuff up, head back to the car and head home. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, I'd really appreciate if you could actually like the video, add a comment and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, come back next time for more wildlife, nature and landscape photography videos. Catch you on the next one. Thanks.